Hey guys, what's going on? So a couple weeks ago, I went to Bass Concert Hall and confronted Bill Clinton in front of a bunch of people. Exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time. So when I get there, I'm standing in line, we're going through security, and there are protesters outside. So I take out my camera and I'm filming the protesters, and the protesters are like, boo, like, you're going to see Bill Clinton, and they're gonna yell at me, and I'm like, in about 45 minutes, I'm gonna be getting an apology from all y'all, but whatever. So I kind of thought it was funny. I was just laughing inside. I was like, I'm on your side, you don't even know, I'm with you guys. But I couldn't say that. So I'm listening to people in line. I wish I had my camera on, and I wish I could have like asked some people some questions in line. Like that would have been very interesting for you guys to see like what was going through their head. But I was talking to this one lady and her husband, and they're talking about the protesters are like making fun of them and stuff. And I was like, well, have you actually looked into the fact that he might be a rapist? Like, you know, this has been an accusation that's been going on for a long time. You don't think there's any truth to it? And her response was like, oh, well, if there was, then I would have found out by now. I'm thinking, yeah, CNN would have told you, right? Okay. So it was just really hard. I think to me, honestly, that was the hardest part, pretending to like him and be normal and stuff in that crowd. Like, that was honestly the thing that was most nerve-wracking. So I go to my seat, and on my way to my seat, this lady drops her Bill Clinton book on my foot. I have sandals on, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, it hurts so bad. And I was just like, this is my pre-karma from what I'm about to do. I was like, I just laughed to myself. I don't think it's really pre-karma, but I was like, all right, yeah, great. You're going to drop her book. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, that's okay. You know, I had to be like all nice and stuff. So then I go and I sit down, and there are people like sitting around me. They're like, so, like, why do you like Bill Clinton? I had to like pretend like that was like, to me, there's a gross thing. I had to be like, yeah, you know, like, he's just so cool, and he does a lot of good things for people, and yeah, he's Bill, because that's who he is. And you know, and that was just the most like annoying thing I think of the whole night. So lights go down. I shot my first question. I'm like, why did you fly 26 times on Jeffrey Epstein's plane to Lolita Island? For those of you guys that don't know, Jeffrey Epstein is a convicted pedophile. So it's not like an assumed pedophile or an alleged pedophile. He was convicted for prostituting minors, which is one of the many horrible things that he's done. He was just convicted for that. But people know that on his island there's child trafficking, there's minors and stuff, because he's a billionaire. He gets away scot-free. Now, Trump has been on his island once, Stephen Hawkins, Kevin Spacey, who is known to be now a sexual predator. I'm not going to say that everybody that's gone to his island is a sexual predator, because I think that you need leeway. I will give people at least one time to check it out and see what it's about. And maybe, you know, they don't know before they get there. They're just like, oh, he has a private island. We're going to fly. It's going to be great. And then they go, and they're like, oh, shit, there are kids here. Oh my God, what? Like, there's pedophilia going on. I'm out, you know, and never come back. So with Bill, he was logged in the pilot's log 26 times. So he knows. He knows. And if you think that he doesn't know, you're fucking stupid. I'm sorry, you are, okay? He knows. How can you go 26 times and not know about the pedophilia, the child trafficking, the child rape, the child prostitution going on in his island? Now, if you guys want to research, I know there are other celebrities that have been on the island, that have even had pictures taken on the island. But for Bill Clinton, I think Hillary's been too, but I know, like, for me, it was 26 times, and they used this in the court case against Jeffrey Epstein, because they had to bring up the pilot logs and talk about the celebrities that he flew there. But he got off like 13 months in solitary confinement. Like, he was in a place where nobody was going to beat his ass, and he didn't serve that long. I mean, he should still be in jail. His possessions should be taken away from him. He's still doing the same thing, okay? I know that Trump barred him from one of his clubs, and I don't know if that's the reason, if he found out he was doing what he was doing. All right, so, yeah. So I asked him that question, and Oh, I stood up, and this dude in back of me, he grabbed my shorts and pulled me back down, and I'm like struggling. So I'm gonna show the video after my commentary so you guys can see. So I'm like struggling, so the cameras are going like this. And then he's like, sit down. And I was like, no. And he's like, we paid to be here. I was like, I paid here to be here too. Let go of me. So then I stand up, and I had my purse on, and he pulled my purse, and my purse is like this around my neck and my shoulder and pulling me down. He's like pulling my purse. I grab my purse back, and I'm still asking him questions. So I think I asked him, him to ask Hillary to apologize for calling black people super predators. Okay. So yeah, she did that. And then I think, what else did I say? The super predator thing. Apologize for all the money that you stole from Haiti. Could you sign my shirt, Benghazi? I think that was all I was able to get out. Oh, and I told people to Google the Clinton body count, because any of the witnesses that have testified to any of their pedophilia or incidences in Haiti or Bill's, rapes, they've all like ended up dead. Okay, suicided. Like, I remember I read one of the cases, and one lady was shot from a distance in the back of the head, and they said it was a suicide. I mean, come on. All right, I'm going to put some links too so you guys can do your own investigation on the Clinton body count and everything else that I've just mentioned. They've done so much, and they have so many people behind them and invested in them. They've been able to get away with this for years, and I truly believe that they're one of the biggest crime cartels like ever. They're horrible, 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 horrible people, okay? And I know by me going there, I wasn't going to stand up, and I wasn't going to be like, yeah, say what I say, and people go like, oh, really? He's a rapist? He's a child pedophile? Thanks for telling me. Oh my God, I'm gonna totally check it out. I had no idea. Like, I know that that's not gonna happen. So I know that maybe some of the people that were there, I planted a seed. So maybe not that night, but they might hear it again, and so something might happen, and they might come across some information, and then they'll start looking into it, okay? Also, because I was very polite to the policemen, they came, and I was like, I gotta go. They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. They didn't even have to like escort me out. I followed them out. Somebody yelled taser. I was like, ugh! I thought that was kind of funny, but kind of lame at the same time. But because I was very polite and cooperative, I actually had the attention of the policemen. I was actually able to sit down. They wanted to ask me why I was doing what I was doing, and they just wanted to make sure I wasn't a threat. I didn't have any weapons or anything like that. And they had to give me a warning saying that, if I came back to this particular event, that I would be arrested. And I had to comply. And I was like, all right, and then I said, hey, you need to look up all the stuff that I was talking about in there. And I was telling them stuff. They're like, oh, really? They were the ones that were like, really? I never heard that. So I bet you at least some of them are going to be like, that's interesting. And especially since there were other people there that were shouting them out for their crimes. Now, I went to, I forgot the name of the company, Journalism Code of Ethics, okay? The media is not calling these people out. The media is supposed to be at the fourth estate between people and the elite, okay? It's very interesting how the left is very against people that, corporations. They'll talk about how bad corporations are and how horrible and evil they are. Yet, they believe everything the corporate media says. I can't believe, like, people are that retarded, and they bash alternative media. Alternative media is a grassroots rising of the people because they've known that media has been taken over by corporations that also have ties that are in bed with politicians, and they help cover their crimes. So as a citizen, journalist, one of your responsibilities is to call these people out, to make them uncomfortable for their crimes. Bill Clinton even said in an interview after that about being uncomfortable, how he can be made to feel uncomfortable. I'm sure he's uncomfortable because now he knows that people know about him and know what he did. There are questions out there, I mean, I really would like to see more people decide to do this. Like I said, most of the part, if you're cooperative with the police, you don't go back, you have a right. It's your right. You're not being a bad person. You're not doing a bad thing. It's your freedom of speech. It's your right to call it your ethical responsibility to call these people out and question them for their crimes, because the mainstream media simply is not doing it. They never ask them the hard questions. They always kiss their butt. And it's your responsibility to go out and do something. If you can't, then maybe you can fund a group. If you're afraid and you're afraid of people booing you, I mean, like, I'm not gonna, like, nobody's ever died for being booed at, all right? Like, seriously, I didn't feel it. It was funny for me. Maybe I'm used to speaking in front of people, but I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not going to kill you to get booed and kicked out of a place. Most of those people didn't even see my face. They don't know who I am. I'm never going to see any of those people again. Doesn't matter. And they're losers. So why are you afraid of being booed by losers? Come on, you know? So, yeah, it's your responsibility. You're not a bad person. You're not a crazy person. And, you know, as a citizen, as a person that cares about this country, that cares about your livelihood, that cares about, you know, letting people get away with their crimes, this is a minor thing that we can do. I know that there would be more of an effect if there were more people that, what am I trying to say, that actually went. So think about the effect if there were 20 people there, 30 people there that bought tickets and were able, they wouldn't have had to shut the event down. They wouldn't have been able to, you know, keep going. And then he won't be able to do tours, and then he'd be scared. Then he'd be in his house and be like, oh, I can't go out, Hillary. It's scared. They're going to call us. They know what we're doing. We know they know us. They know what we've done. There's nowhere to hide, you know. There's more of us than there is of them. Just remember that, okay? They're powerful, yes. They're evil, yes. But there are more of us than there are of them. I'm not advocating violence. I'm not advocating for anybody to get hurt, but I want them to see, I want them to be called out. I want them to be tried for their crimes. I think they deserve a trial, and because they need to be exposed. So I'm for the exposure of the Clintons and all of their crimes and all of their shenanigans, and I want to see them, you know, taken to the highest court of law and then prosecuted. There's enough evidence to show that they've done the horrible things that they've done, but they need to be put on trial so the public can see. And I want to hear their side. I want to see how they're going to defend themselves. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to show the video. I want to know what you think. And it's, you know, this isn't just the Clintons. This is anybody that wants to call out somebody that they know has done something wrong. I mean, people do it with Trump all the time. All the time. I have no guilt, zero guilt, okay? Every day. They're always talking about on the news, every day, outside, talk about how bad Trump and his Trump supporters are. And that's one thing that really kills me or makes me mad, because I don't attack the Clinton supporters, because I think a lot of people are just misled and they don't know, and they don't really care to look into it. People vote for their political it's a very emotional thing. People look at politics like teams. They don't really think about policies and crimes that politicians have committed and how their crimes affect them. So I don't hate Hillary supporters or Bernie supporters, but the fact that now there's a whole, like, you know, price tag, or what's the, like well, not a price tag, like a bounty, it seems like, on people that are Trump supporters, is just really disturbing to me. And because these people, you know, Hillary spent, almost 3 times, she spent billions of dollars, or $1 billion on her campaign, and Donald Trump spent way less than that, and he still won. So there's a lot of people that are invested in Hillary and the Clintons, and their butt hurt and their egos are hurt, and they had a lot riding on this. So there are a lot of people that are pissed, and they want to turn the tide. Also, think about this too. How come the Clintons have at least 3 people in their social circle that are pedophiles? Okay, this is proven. Okay, so those of you guys that are watching this, like, no, that's not true. There was Anthony Weiner that was convicted for sexting, showing sexual pictures and pictures of his penis, sending it to a little 15-year-old girl. And then there's Harvey Weinstein. He was a huge donor to their campaign. And then there's Jeffrey Epstein. How do these people not know? I don't think they're stupid. I don't think the Clintons are stupid. There's probably more pedophiles and other crazy people, but at least 3 people in their close circle, okay? That Anthony Weiner worked on her campaign, Harvey Weinstein donated to campaign, and I think maybe Jeffrey Epstein too, but they were always Bill Clinton was at his house 26 times with the little rape and little kids going on. How do they not know? This is ridiculous. So I'm going to leave some links below, and I'm going to show the video right now. So that's it, you guys. Let me know what you think. Are you planning to do this in your town to somebody that you think is corrupt? It would be a good thing. If not, say why. And yeah, peace, truth, and love. All right, love you guys. Bye. Mwah.
Hey, Bill, why did you fly in Jeffrey Epstein's plane 26 times to Lolita Island?
Yes, I remember my first
We know you're a rapist. You're a child rapist, too? Or you're a child rapist, too? Get your hands off of me. No, he's a child rapist. You're a child rapist, too, Bill? Sit down. Sit down. Are you going to tell your wife to apologize for calling me a super predator? For calling me a super predator? No.
Sit down.
No.
Yes, you will.
No, I won't. No, are you going to make me sit down? Oh.
Excuse me.
Are you going to apologize for all the Haitians, for all the money you stole? You're going to apologize to Hades for all the money that you stole? How about the women that you raped?
Time to go.
You rapist?
Time to go.
Yeah, the sad fact is we can't even hear what you're saying, so we just hang on.
Rapist? Are you security? Did you sign my shirt Benghazi? Sign my shirt Benghazi, you rapist! Pedophile, murder, rapist! Plain body count! Google out plain body count!